We are in middle of Torah, Yud Daled, in the Likutey Moharan, called LeHamshich Shalom. Ot Yud, we're up to part 10 in this Torah. And now Rabbi Nachman is going to take the concepts, the aspects, the ideas that we spoke about in this Torah, and he's going to fit it into, he's going to show how it's represented in the Pasuk. So the pasuk of Tik'u b'chodesh shofar b'kesel yom chagenu, and it's a pasuk that we see Rabbi Nachman gave a lot of Torahs based on this pasuk. And so Rabbi Nachman says like this: V'zeh pirush tik'u leshon shalom kemo shekatuv utka'ativ yated b'makom ne'eman. He says the word tik'u has a connotation, meaning of peace. Why does it have a meaning of peace? Because of this pasuk. Utkativ yated b'makom ne'eman. So b'makom ne'eman means a secure place. Secure means permanent. Like peace, which is permanent. Okay. Utkatev yatid b'makom ne'eman means literally that I will affix him. A yated is what you use to hold down a sheet to a tent. It's what you pin down the tent to the ground, right? And so I will affix him like a stake that you use to pin down the tent in a secure place. Okay, and so that has a connotation of the secure place has a connotation. The yated, the affixing in a secure place, the affixing of the stake in a secure place sounds like something which is permanent, everlasting, which is what peace is all about. Okay, which is a connection of peace. Just as you have affixed this stake in the ground permanently in a secure way, okay, in a secure place. So that's what peace is. It's a permanence of a relationship that is able to withstand any challenges. Is a peaceful relationship. Okay, b'chodesh shofar b'hitpa'arut chadash. I'll tell you, in the past when I learned this Torah, so the way I understood why tik'u means shalom, tik'u means peace. The way I understand it, how it connects to the pasuk utka'ativ yated b'makom ne'eman, is that affixing the stake in the ground in a secure place is a unification. That's what it is. It's a combination. Okay, it's holding down two entities as one, affixing them and combining them as one, unifying between them. And so that is what shalom is all about. As we explained throughout this Torah, that shalom is all about the unification. Shalom is the aspect of the yesod. So that's the way I understand it. Okay? But that's what Rabbi Nachman points out. He says that tik'u, just as in that pasuk, with ka'ativ yated b'makom ne'eman, has a connotation of combining, of forming together, which is shalom. That's what shlemut is all about. We said that shalom, peace, is synonymous with shlemut, shalem, and completeness is the experience of the two parts that are combined, and now they're greater than both of them, even if they were both of them added one to the other. But now that those two parts are combined, they're greater than those two parts by themselves. there's a added benefit, there's an added light that happens when the two parts are combined more than both of their sums combined. Okay? And so that's what Shalom is all about. That's the shlemut that comes about, the perfection that comes about. And that is represented in the word tik'u. Tik'u has this connotation. Like we see in the pasuk with ka'ativ yated b'makom ne'eman. That's the combination. The firm affixing in a secure place. That's permanent, and it's secure because there's nothing that's going to break it away. It has become one. B'chodesh shofar is the next part of the pasuk, and that represents the hitpa'arut chadash. Rabbi Nachman says, B'chodesh shofar, Rabbi Nachman is saying that it's as if it said b'hitpa'arut chadash. These words, shofar, is the aspect of hitpa'arut. What does hitpa'arut mean? It means a glory, okay? Because shofar means beauty, and tiferet is also the beauty, which is the glory, being glorified. Shofar has a connotation of beauty, like shapiru, Shapira, the name Shapira, right? Moshe Shapir Ka'amrat, it says in the Gemara. Moshe, you have said what your words are beautiful. The way you expressed yourself here eloquently is beautiful. You have brought glory to those words in that expression. Okay, so shofar has a connotation, a meaning of tiferet, hitpa'arut. And b'chodesh shofar, says Rabbi Nachman, chodesh is chadash, new, a new glory. Where do we speak about a new glory in this Torah? We spoke about how the glory of Hashem is lifted, elevated and lifted when we bring back those souls that were lost. And when we bring the converts to Judaism. So that's what Rabbi Nachman says. B'chodesh shofar, b'itpa'arut chadash, with a new glory. Hainu hit'alut kivodo al yidei itkarvut hagirim u'ba'alei teshuvah, which is referring to the lifting and the elevating of Hashem's glory by drawing close the converts or the Baalei Tshuva. Bakese, next word in the pasuk. Bakese literally means the hidden aspect, right? It is hidden, it is concealed. Rabbi Nachman says that's ze bechinat yirah shu shoresh hakavod. That's referring to the aspect of yirah, fear, or awe, which is the source of kavod. V'keseh leyashon itkasya, and as we said, keseh represents it has a meaning of itkasya, which is hidden, concealed, and something that's concealed is something that's in the heart. As we know, the Gemara says, "Shezeh bechinat davar hamasur lalev ne'emar bo v'yareta me'elohecha, shezeh davar mechuseh me'en kol." Right? We see many times our psukim in the Torah that end off Vayareta me'elohecha, you should fear Hashem your God. And Rashi explains that when it says that, it's because those are mitzvot. At the beginning of the pasuk, it was speaking about a mitzvah that is in the heart of a person, that no one else can see in your heart what is going on except for Hashem. And therefore, in order to fulfill those mitzvot which are in your heart that no one else can see, and it's intangible, right? It's all about the feelings and the emotions and the thoughts and the intentions and the beliefs and the attitudes that you have in your heart. So then, therefore, in order to fulfill this mitzvot, you have to have an awe of Hashem. You have to fear Hashem. Okay, and that's something that's in your heart. And if you allow Hashem's light in your heart, and that means that you are God-fearing, so then you will be able to fulfill those mitzvot which are in the heart. And it's not about just doing some physical activity on the outside. It's something that's in your heart. And so that's connected to the awe and the fear of Hashem, as the pasuk says in the Torah and as Rashi explains. And so that's why when it says, and something in the heart is something that's hidden. That's the whole point here. It's something that's hidden from the outside, from the physical world. It's only between you and Hashem. And that's why you need to have a fear of Hashem and awe of Hashem in order to fulfill those mitzvot. And so those mitzvot which are in the place which is hidden are mitzvot which are in the heart. And they are connected to the fear of Hashem, the awe of Hashem. And that's why when it says bakese, in the concealed place, itkasya, like Rabbi Nachman says, it's referring to yira, it's referring to the awe of Hashem, which is experienced in the heart. Something which is hidden in the heart of a person is the awe that you experience of the greatness of Hashem. The fear of Hashem, that's all only between you and Hashem. Someone can be God-fearing on the outside, right? He can seem very God-fearing on the outside, but when no one else is looking, that's when it's only between him and Hashem, that's the actual test, right? It's the litmus test of if he's actually Yirei Shamayim, if he actually fears Hashem. So it's something that's in the hidden. It's hidden. It's in your heart. It's only between you and Hashem. And so that's why bakese, which as we said has a connotation of the word itkasya, like in Aramaic, which means the concealed, the hidden, is referring to the awe of Hashem, the fear of Hashem. So until now we have which aspects? We have tik'u. It's the combination, the setting, the affixing in a secure place, which is that completion that happens, that unification that happens, which is basically what peace is, what shalom is, shalom and shlemut. We have the aspect of B'chodesh Shofar, the new glory of Hashem, that it has come to Hashem now by those souls that are returning to Hashem, right? The converts, the Baalei Tshuva. We have the aspect of the awe of Hashem, Bakese, right, in the concealed place. And now, Rabbi Nachman is going to bring the point of Shlom Bait. Okay, what is Shlom Bait? So you have Shlom Bait, and then you have Shalom Klali. So let's see. So Leyom, that's the next word in the pasuk, because the pasuk is saying Tik'u b'chodesh shofar. You should blow the shofar in this month of Tishrei, the month that Bakese, that the month that the moon is hidden. Liyom Chagenu, for the day of our festival, the day of our holiday, right? Our Chag. So the next word is Liyom, for the day of. So Liyom, says Rabbi Nachman, ze bechinat shlom bayit, ki yom hu bechinat or. כמו שכתוב, ויקרא אלוהים לאור יום. Or, light is the aspect of day, and light and day are the aspect of peace. How do we know that light is the aspect of peace? So there's a famous halacha, very important to know from this halacha, to see how Rabbi Nachman understands the deeper meaning behind this halacha. The halacha is the importance of lighting a candle for Shabbat. We light a candle before Shabbat, and the reason why we light a candle before Shabbat is so there is peace in the house, and the significance of lighting a candle in the house for Shabbat is that we see that there's a halacha that if a person only has the amount of money, he only has money for wine, for Kiddush during the day, or for lighting the candle of Shabbat Friday night, you should use that money for lighting the candle for Shabbat Friday night. Why is it so important? And why is it so much more? It's even more important than Kiddush, having wine for Kiddush during the day. It's because the Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat Chav Gimel Amud Bet, because light, the candle light, brings to peace in the house. Light, the candle light that you're lighting for Shabbat brings to peace. If there is no light in the house, then there is argument. There are arguments in the house. But light causes peace. Light causes a harmony, an energy of harmony to be there. When there is no light, so then every aspect is separate. And there are arguments that happen. The Gemara says you can stumble on something, and then there are arguments that happen. So we see, and this is the way Rabbi Nachman takes that halacha and understands it in a deeper level, we see, says Rabbi Nachman, that light is the aspect of peace, because the candlelight of Shabbat is so important and so significant because it brings peace in the house. So when it says liyom, when it says to the day of, for the day of, and we said the day is the aspect of light, that's the main character distinction. The main distinction between day and night is light and dark. And so liyom is the aspect of light, as we see in the pasuk, Vaikra Elohim layom, laor yom, Hashem called light day. And so, and we said light is peace, is the peace in the house, it's shalom bayit, like we see by the candles. And so layom, the pasuk for the day of, is representing the aspect of peace in the house. Because the peace in the home comes first before the kiddush. Chagenu is the next word in the pasuk, and that means for our festival, for our Yom Tov. זה בחינת תפילה, עבודה, כמו שאמרו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה, למה נסמכה פרשת עקום למועדים, לומר כל המבזה את המועדות כאילו עובד עבודת אלילים. נמצא שמירת המועד זה בחינת עבודת המה, ואין עבודה אלא תפילה, ועל ידי תפילה יבוא לשלום הכללי כנ"ל. So first we had the aspect of the shalom in your house, which means your own personal shalom, the shalom, the peace that you experience in your own personal reality. And then the next word, chagenu, the festival, is referring to the prayer. And the prayer is going to bring to the general peace in the whole world. That's how the formula went in this Torah, right? We had the aspect of the honor of Hashem, lifting the honor of Hashem, bringing the honor of Hashem to its source, to awe, so that you're experiencing awe of the honor and the glory of Hashem, and you're glorifying those that fear Hashem. And that is done, we said, through bringing the converts back to Hashem, bringing those lost souls back to Hashem, and they bring a new glory to Hashem. And that is done through Torah of kindness. We spoke about Torah that is selfless, Torah that is learned in a way where you are blessing the source of the Torah, and each idea is being blessed by and blessing the other ideas, and the combination of the ideas are causing for new souls to be born, and for those souls to ignite those potential converts and those people that were lost from their connection with Hashem to return. And when they return, they bring the honor of Hashem back, and that honor of Hashem is reunited with its source, and there's a combination between awe of Hashem and glory of Hashem, and they're combined as one. And when that happens, we said, then all of the deficiencies that you have experienced in the past are removed. You're experiencing now peace, because from that combination, that unification that happens because of the fear, the awe, the yira being lifted and being rectified. So that unification causes the experience of shalom, which is the experience of the light of the Yesod in the Malchut. And that is your own personal peace, the peace, the completion, the perfection, the wholesomeness on a personal level in your own reality. And that brings to prayer, because now you can pray. Only now you can pray. That's the state that you come to pray from. And from that prayer, you cause the general peace, the peace in the whole universe, the peace in the whole world, because you're lifting up the whole world to its source. And when everything is lifted to its source, so then everything is at peace, everything is feeling at home, everything is feeling wholesome. And so now that's the part that we're up to now. Chagenu, on the day, our festival, we said liyom, for the day of, which is the light, which is the peace of our festival, Chagenu, our Yom Tov. The Chag, says Rabbi Nachman, represents the prayer. Why is it represents the prayer? Because as we know, the main aspect of prayer is that it's the avodah. It's the way that we serve Hashem, okay? The way that we serve Hashem is through prayer. How do we serve Hashem? The Gemara says, how do we serve Hashem with our heart? It's with prayer. And the prayer is in the place of the avodah, the way that we serve Hashem in the Beit HaMikdash. It's in the place of the sacrifices, in the place of the korbanot. So prayer is the aspect of serving Hashem. and it's in place of the korbanot, the sacrifices, which is also serving Hashem. The opposite of what? Serving idols, right? Serving Hashem is the complete opposite of idol worship. So says Rabbi Nachman, that's what the festival represents. That's what the Chag represents. Why is that? So Rabbi Nachman brings a Gemara in Masechet Pesachim that says, why in the Torah is the parsha that speaks about the prohibition, the isser, the transgression, that the Torah tells us not to serve idols, is right next to the parsha in the Torah, the psukim in the Torah that speak about the Yamim Tovim. It speaks about the Chagim, the Mu'adim, and the Korbanot that we bring on those Mu'adim. Why are those two parts, those two ideas right next to each other in the Torah? The idol worship and the Chagim. And so the Gemara says to teach us that anyone who disgraces the Chagim, it's as if he serves idolatry. So basically what the Gemara is saying is that these are the two opposites. The Torah is telling you, do not serve idols, and then it's telling you to serve Hashem. So do not serve idols is the psukim that speak about the transgression of Avodah Zarah, idol worship. And then right after that, it's telling you how to serve Hashem, which is the Mu'adim, the Korbanot, the sacrifices that we bring on the Yom Tov. And that's why they're next to each other, right? And that's why anyone who disgraces the Chagim, if you disgrace the festivals, if you disgrace the Yamim Tovim, which is the time that we serve Hashem, the Gemara says it's as if a person served idols, because these are connected. It's either you're serving idols or you're serving Hashem. If you're serving idols, then you're disgracing Hashem. What does it mean, disgracing Hashem? Disgracing his festivals and the korbanot, the sacrifices we bring during the Yamim Tovim. If a person is honoring the festivals, a person is honoring the Yamim Tovim, he's bringing the korbanot, then he is disgracing and he is removing himself from idol worship. Okay, and that's why these two concepts are right next to each other in the Torah. That's what the Gemara in Masechet Pesachim says. So Rabbi Nachman says, from here we see Nimsa Shmirat HaMoed ze b'chinat avodat tama, ve'en avoda ela tefila, v'al yedei tefila yavo l'shalom ha'klali kanal. So comes from here, we learn from here that the festivals, the Chagim, are the aspect of prayer. Why are the aspect of prayer? Because we just established that the Chagim are the time that we serve Hashem. Avodat Hashem. The way that we serve Hashem, the avodah of the Ribono Shel Olam, what's called avodat tama, a complete service, that is done during the festivals, during the Chagim. And how do we serve Hashem? What is the complete service? What is the avodat Hashem? That's prayer. And so when it says in the pasuk, Chagenu, right? The Yom Chagenu, Chagenu is the aspect of prayer that comes from that inner peace, that Shalom Bait, which is represented in the word Leyom. The Yom, day, light, which is peace, Shalom, Shalom Bait. And now that you have Chagenu, which we said is serving Hashem, like we serve Hashem during the festivals, and that is prayer, now you can bring peace to the whole world, because now you have elevated, you have lifted up the whole world, like the Korban. Korban means to lift up, to bring close. נמצא מי שרוצה להמשיך שלום הכללי צריך להעלות הכבוד לשורשו, היינו ליראה, ועל ידי היראה הוא זוכה לשלום בית, ועל ידי שלום בית הוא זוכה לתפילה, ועל ידי תפילה הוא זוכה לשלום הכללי. And so now Rabbi Nachman just very quickly sums up the formula. He says, so therefore the point is, in summary, is that if you want to draw peace in the whole world, you need to lift up and elevate the honor of Hashem, the glory of Hashem to its source, which is awe. And through that awe that is now completed, because glory of Hashem is there, right? And you are glorifying those that honor Hashem, and you are in awe of Hashem's glory. So now the midah of yira, the energy of fear, has been fixed and rectified. It's now in its expanded state, in its source, right? And so now through that, through the yira, through the awe of Hashem, you merit your inner peace, as we spoke about, feeling wholesome, being wholesome, experiencing that perfection of Hashem, because you are not connected to Hashem. And through that inner peace, you may pray, right? Through the Shalom Bayit, through this peace in your own home, you can pray. And through the prayer, you merit the general peace, the universal peace, the peace in the whole world. Okay, so that's Ot Yud in Torah Yud Dalet. And now Ot Yud Aleph, says Rabbi Nachman, Zot Torah shayach al psukim elu. Tov Adonai lakol v'rachamav v'kol ma'asav. This lesson, this Torah applies to the following psukim. We say it in Asher every day, that Hashem is good for all, and His compassion are upon all of His creation, or all of His actions. So now Rabbi Nachman is going to explain this pasuk. There's also the next pasuk also applies to this. Right? Tov Adonai lakol v'rachamav v'kol ma'asav. Hashem is good to all, and His compassion is upon all of His creations, or all of His actions, or all of His works. And then Yaducha Adonai kol ma'asecha v'chasidecha yivachucha. That Hashem, your pious ones, Yaducha Hashem, yeah, that Yaducha Hashem kol ma'asecha, all of your works or all of your creations will praise you. V'chasidecha yivachucha, and your pious ones will bless you. Kevod malchutcha yomeru gvuratecha yidaberu. Okay, and that's the pasuk I wanted to get to. What's that mean? Kevod malchutcha yomeru, they will speak the glory of your kingdom, Hashem. Gvuratecha yidaberu, and they will talk of your gevura, your might, which is the yira. Okay, so we have glory, we have kavod of Hashem, and we have yira of Hashem that is being revealed, that is being lifted. Okay, and that happens through what? When all of creation and all of Hashem, all the people in the world, including the pious ones, including the tzaddikim, come and recognize and acknowledge Hashem's greatness by praising Him, which is basically all the ideas that we saw in this Torah, in these psukim that we just said, right? And that brings for the good of Hashem to be upon all of us. Tov Hashem lakol, that Hashem's good is upon all, and His compassion upon all of His creations, right? Tov Adonai lakol, says Rabbi Nachman, zem bechinat tefillah, שמאמין בה השם שהקדוש ברוך הוא טוב לכל, הן לרפואה, הן לפרנסה, הן לכל הדברים. So this is a famous chiddush from Rabbi Nachman. Rabbi Natan brings it many times. There's an expression, when something is really good for you, something is really good for you, something is really healthy. Oh, it's good for your blood pressure, and it's good for your longevity, and it's good for your metabolism, and this is good also for, it will also bring you a lot of success, monetary success, and this thing, if you do this, if you have this habit, if you do this thing every day, then it will also bring you not only financial success and not only health, but it will also give you honor and respect, and will help your creativity. So something that's really good for you, it's good for everything, right? Tov lakol. So, but nothing is absolutely good for everything. Even, some things are good for something physical, is good for everything physical, right? But there's one thing that's good for everything. And that's what Rabbi Nachman says here. What's that? The one that is good for everything in every situation is Hashem. Tov Hashem lakol. Meaning that all blessings, physical blessings and spiritual blessings, turn to Hashem. And by turning to Hashem is good for all the many, many things, physically and spiritually. And so this is a famous chiddush interpretation of this pasuk that Rabbi Nachman gave over, that Rabbi Natan speaks about many times in the context of turning to Hashem in your own personal prayer, meaning that Hashem is good for everything. If you have a headache, turn to Hashem. If you need more money, turn to Hashem. If you need to, whatever it is, turn to Hashem. So that's what he says here. This is where he says it in the Likutey Moharan. Tov Hashem lakol. Hashem is good for everything. All right? Hashem is good for all. This is the aspect of prayer. That he believes and trusts that in Hashem, that Hashem is good for all. For health, for parnasa, for livelihood, and for all the person's needs. If a person truly believes that Hashem is the one that is good for everything, then a person will put all of his efforts and all of his focus, instead of outward pursuits and outward strategies, all these different, ideas that a person has, that if I do X, Y, and Z, then that will bring me this success, and I do something else that will bring me that success. No, if a person truly believes that Hashem is good for everything, and nothing that is lacking and nothing that is difficult in your life cannot be solved by Hashem right now, then a person will put his main focus, his main priority to pursue that relationship, to turn to Hashem and to pray to Hashem for help in whatever it is that he needs. If a person doesn't believe and trust in Hashem, that Hashem is good for everything, then that person has so many different things that he must turn to, so many different strategies. He has a strategy for everything in his life to take care of, right? If he needs a remedy, then he's going to go and get all of these different herbs that will bring him, will be the medicine for his sickness. And sometimes exactly those herbs that he needs for his health, for his remedy, they don't grow in where he lives. And sometimes the ones that grow where he lives are actually going to be either useless, or they're going to have a negative effect on him. They could be harmful for him. However, Hashem is the medicine for everything. Hashem is the solution for everything. And Hashem is always found. It's not like you have to travel to another country in order to get those herbs for your remedy. Hashem is always here. You just need to turn to Him. Just close your eyes or keep your eyes open, but just put your focus on Hashem and turn to Him, and Hashem is good for everything. And so that's why Tov Hashem Lakol, the pasuk in Ashrei, refers to prayer. And through prayer, as we said, you merit the universal peace, the peace on a universal level. We're going to see more about that in the continuation of Yud Aleph in the next year, Bezrat Hashem.